Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to walk you through how to create bundles and lots using CSV files. Now this is part 2 of the bundles videos, so if you have not watched part 1, I would suggest you watch that first, otherwise you might be just a little bit confused. You'll find the link to that video in the description below. Alright, with that, let's get started. Okay, so the product that we will sell in our example is a chess set. Now let's take a look here. A chess set is made up of different parts. You've got the entire chess set as a whole that you want to sell, but in addition to that, we also want to be able to sell just the board by itself, the chess board, and also the various pieces. Now, what I want to do is I want to be able to sell the set of 8 pawns that that a chess set has, 8 white pawns together and eight black pawns together as a as one lot. I also want to be able to sell the 2 rooks by themselves or the 2 bishops by themselves and so forth. So that's what I want to be able to do. Make sense? Now that all makes sense. Now the tricky part is that I want to prevent oversells. So for example, if I'm out of chess boards, right? Well, then I shouldn't be able to sell any chess sets either, right? I won't be able to sell the board because I don't have that. But I shouldn't be able to sell any chess sets either because I have no chessboard. Same thing with like say pieces. Like let's say I'm out of pawns, right? I don't have any more white pawns to sell. Well, if I don't have any white pawns to sell, that means that I can't sell the set of 8 pawns together. I can't sell all of my pieces together as a set. Plus, I can't sell any chess sets because I don't have any pawns, right? Now, it would be a pain to have to adjust quantities for all these different components every time you run out of stock or just even when you get more stock. What you want to do is just configure the quantities for your parts and let SellerChamp adjust quantities for everything else on top that's made up of those parts. So as I adjust quantities for my chessboards and my pieces, my chess sets and my lots and everything, they get configured automatically, right? The quantities are adjusted automatically. And that's exactly what the bundles and features, lots features does for you in SellerChamp. Okay, now creating all of this via the UI is going to be time consuming and painful, so we won't do that. Instead, what we'll do is we'll upload CSV files. So let me share some CSV files with you. So what I have here is I have 3 different files. One for the parts, right, for the things that make up my parts. So the white pawn, the white rook, the white bishop, the white knight, and so forth, and then the black pawn and all that. So these are all my parts, and then of course the chessboard. Now notice that I've only entered a price for the chessboard because I want to be able to sell that part by itself. I don't want to sell a white pawn by itself. It makes no sense to do so. I'll sell a set of 8 pawns, but not a pawn by itself. Same thing with the rest of these. So that's why I haven't given them a retail price. So these are my parts. So first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the parts into a batch. So we'll create a new batch here. We'll call it chess parts, right? I will upload product data, meaning I don't want to connect to the marketplaces to pull any data. So I'll just upload my own title and description and so forth. Click on add batch, upload, choose file, chessparts.csv, and click upload. Okay, so parts have been uploaded. As you can see, we've got the chessboard, the black queen, the black king, black knight, and so forth. I could have uploaded pictures as well, but I just decided not to for this demo. It's not necessary. Okay. Now that the parts are here, the next step is we can start to upload our lots and our bundles. So let's take a look at our CSV file for what our lots look like. I'm going to minimize the parts. We don't need them anymore. And here's the lots. Now, the thing to remember here is that the order in which you upload the files is important. You want to upload the file with your parts first, then you want to upload the file that has all your lots, and then finally you want to upload the parts that has all your bundles. The reason is, because your bundles, if they are made up of lots, you want to make sure those lots get created first before you're going to upload a file with the bundles. Okay, so here are all my lots. So as you can see, I've created, and you can name this queue anything you want. I like to basically put the size of the lot next to it, just so I know what the lot size is. So the white pawn 8, that's my, that's made up of this part here, which is the white pawn, and it's lot size 8. So I'm selling a set of 8 pawns. White rook 2, again, it's made up of this white rook, and I'm selling it as a lot of 2. Same thing with the bishop, same thing with the knight, and so forth. And then on the black side, I've got the same thing for the black color. I've got my lots of 8, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so that's my lot. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to upload this file. Now, the thing to remember is for your lots and your bundles, you want to upload them on the products page and not on the batches page. Okay, so going to more action, upload bundles. Now remember, I'm in the products page, just to highlight that. I'm on the products page. I'm going to go into more actions, upload bundles, choose file, and choose my lots file. Select my selling channel, which is basically BigCommerce that I'm doing this on. Where's my BigCommerce? There it is, BigCommerce, and then upload. Okay, that's going to create my lots. Okay, now finally we're going to create our bundles. So let's take a look at what a bundles look like. So I'm going to minimize this. Actually, let me make this a little bit smaller and move it on this side, so I can show you both files side by side, so you can see how the bundles are created. So a chess set. Okay, now what is it made up of? It's made up of a chessboard. It's made up of your pawns, all of your pawns, and in the lots, right? So your set of 8 pawns, your set of 2 rooks, and so forth. So here we have that skew for that. I'm calling it a C set, chess set. And here are the parts that make up this bundle. So we've got the white pawn 8, which is a lot of 8 for the white pawns that came from this file here that we created, right? Black pawn 8, white rook 2, white bishop 2, white knight 2, and so forth, right? And then finally the chessboard. That makes up my chess set, all of these parts together. Now I also want to be able to sell all my white pieces together, right? So if someone says, okay, I have a board, I just don't have the pieces, I want to be able to buy a set of white pieces, I want to be able to sell that together. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm basically taking all of my white pieces and putting them together. So the 8 pawns, the 2 rooks, the 2 bishops, the 2 knights, and of course the queen, which I forgot to put in here, and the king. Okay, and same thing with my black pieces, my 8 pawns, rooks, bishops, knights, and of course my black queen and my black king. All right, those are my bundles. So basically I've got 3 bundles. All right, now let's upload the bundles file. Same thing. We're going to go into products. We're going to go into more actions, upload bundles, choose file. I'm going to select my bundles file, click on open, select my selling channel, which is going to be BigCommerce, and then click upload. All right, and that's it. That's it. Now I've got everything uploaded. I've got my parts. So let's look at the files again. I think that's the most confusing part of this. So let's just look at the files again. So we've got a parts file, which is basically every single piece is a part. The single pawn is a part. White pawn, white rook, white bishop, white knight. All of these are parts, right? Basically, if you go in here, these are all parts, okay? Individually. So those are my parts, white and black. Makes sense? And then the chessboard, which I'm selling by itself, so I'm selling it for $50, so that's why I have $50 here. Okay, makes sense. Parts are done. Now we want to be able to sell the pawns, the set of 8 pawns by themselves, right? So this pawn here, I want to be able to sell it as a set of 8 pawns, so that's what this is. White pawn 8, lot size 8, right? We want to be able to sell the rook as a set pair of 2, because you have 2 rooks on the right side, so we want to be able to sell this as a pair. So that's why I have this lot, right? Rook of 2, and then bishop, and then knight, and so forth. So these are all my lots. Makes sense? Now that I have my parts and I have my lots and everything, I can create my bundle. And so the bundle is your chess set, which is made up of the board and all of the pieces, right? So the board plus the set of 8 pawns, the pair of 2 rooks, the pair of 2 knights, the pair of 2 bishops, 1 king, 1 queen. Same thing on the black side. So if you look at our chess set, we've got the white the lot of 8 pawns, the black lot of 8 pawns, the rook, the pair of 2 rooks, the pair of 2 bishops, 2 knights, and so forth. So that makes up our chess set. And then finally, I also want to be able to sell just the white pieces together, all of them together as a set. And that's what this is, white pieces, and I'm putting all of the pieces together. And I want to be able to sell the black pieces by themselves, and I'm putting that together as well. And that's it. I save all of that, I upload them into SellerChamp, and let's take a look at what happened. Alright, so let me reload this page here. Alright, and as you can see, I need to change the titles here, but as you can see, we have a bundle of 6. This is basically our black king, our black queen, a lot of 8 pawns, a rook of 2 rooks, 2 bishops, and 2 knights, right? So these are our pieces, all of our chess pieces. So I'm going to click edit here and say black chess pieces. The reason I'm doing this is because I forgot to upload them with titles, so it had the wrong title. So that's why I'm fixing this now. Same thing here. These are my white chess pieces, right? And then finally, this is my chess set, right? So I'm going to call this a chess set. Complete chess set. All right, that's my title there. If you open up the bundles, we can take a look. It comes with a board. It comes with all of the white pieces and then all of the black pieces. All right, and same thing here. So that's my black knight, black bishop, and so forth. And now the fun part is, if I change the quantity for one of my parts, right, the quantity for the bundles will automatically change. So if I go in here and I say black queen, I have 20 of these, right? And now if I go into my that's a queen. Okay, bad idea. Let me just change something that's a black knight, for instance, right? So if I say I have 20 of these black knights, and now I go to my lot, right, my black knight, where is it? Right here, right? If I reload the page, scroll down, and as you can see, black knight, I have 10 lots of 2, because I have total of 20 black knights, so I'm going to be selling them as a pair of 2, so I have I'm going to be selling them in pairs, so I have 10 of those automatically adjusted. Notice that I cannot change the quantity here because it's controlled by the parts. So for the bundles and lots, you will not be able to change the quantity because they'll be controlled by the parts. So if I go into a part though, I can change the quantity. As soon as I mouse over, I'll be able to type in the quantity. Okay, so once I set the quantities for all of my parts, my bundles will automatically get set. That's it. Any questions, please let us know. Type in the comments below the video, or contact us on SellerChamp using the chat icon on SellerChamp and send us a question there. We'd be happy to answer your questions. Jump on a help session if you need another walkthrough, want to go through it together one more time. Happy to do that for you. Thanks. Take care. Cheers.